Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. It is currently 11:55 PM, so I want to wrap this up as quick as possible. Now, Moist Critical made a little video on why Nintendo won't stop being horrible, and honestly I wasn't going to react to this, but it came on my recommendations, so I had to because I'm kind of a Nintendo gamer myself. Really the only console I play are Nintendo consoles because I personally think their games are really fucking good. You can tell, yeah, I play a little Nintendo. Yeah, fun. But for context, I'm not really a Nintendo fanboy. Like, I don't go out of my way to buy every console. I don't get merch. I don't buy, extra things and DLCs and shit. Really, I only just play the games because the games are phenomenal, in my opinion. But that's pretty much it. I don't really, support Nintendo for
I'm just gonna
everything.
get this out of the way right now. My voice sounds like a chain smoker who swallowed a
So
bag of
it's literally
rocks,
12
and there's
p.
not much I
It's
can do about
basically
it. But
midnight.
there's something I really want to talk about today. Nobody hates Nintendo fans more than Nintendo themselves. Every
Interesting.
year, sometimes multiple times a year, Nintendo will lash out and just attack YouTubers who make videos about their games, like the biggest fans. And if they're not
Yeah,
attacking
okay.
YouTubers, they're attacking grassroots tournaments.
Um,
It's foul. Nintendo has some kind of grudge against people that like their products. They view them as enemies, like terrorists. How dare you enjoy our products this much that you're willing to make content or have tournaments around them? We're putting the kibosh on it. And that's exactly what they've done again to a massive YouTuber named Point Crow. Oh my god.
Point Crow? Shit, Point Crow actually got fucked? Dude, I never. Fuck, I'm supposed to duplicate the
I'm
tab.
just
Shut
gonna
up.
get this out
Shut up.
of
Point
the way
Crow.
right now. I'm
Point
gonna get
Crow's a.
this out of the
Shut
way
up.
right now.
Point Crow's
My
a
voice sounds like a
huge.
chain smoker who swallowed a
Fuck!
bag of rocks, and there's not much I can
Point
do.
Crow's a huge YouTuber, so. Oh, damn. Shit. Fuck. I actually know him, so yeah, this is fucked.
Voice sounds
Now,
fantastic.
Nintendo is very well known for literally take copyright striking a lot of videos. They're very well known for that. Like back in 2017, they did a program called Nintendo Partner or whatever it was called. I forgot. Basically, what you did was you have to sign up for a program, and if you get accepted, you basically get a percentage of the actual video earnings. It's kind of ludicrous in a way where basically you're signing up to a program where you're forcing yourself to lose pretty much most of your revenue so that you can upload Nintendo content. Now, it's stupid in a way because if you don't do that, they'll just take it down completely. Like, it's a really stupid thing to do. It's really fucking.
And YouTube enemies like terrorists. We're putting the kibosh on it. What the fuck? Nintendo even sent an assassin after me with Io here with that jump scare. Jesus. That was terrifying. It's good to see you though, Io. You heard me talking about Nintendo and just wanted to come in and chime in on how shitty they are. I respect it. Yesterday, Point Crow posted this video where he talked about how Nintendo is not only taking down a ton of his content, mainly Breath of the Wild, but also striking his channel for it.
I mean, Breath of the Wild would kind of seem obvious. They're just striking it down because, the new game is coming out.
For those that don't know, there's a couple different levels of severity here, a couple different def cons you can go through on YouTube where one of them is a video gets claimed by someone, which means they
That happens a lot, alright? That getting a video claimed pretty much happens all across YouTube. Basically what that is just your video has copyrighted material, but it's like the most lowest level. Basically, a lot of my videos sometimes get copyright claimed by themselves because I use copyrighted music. But it's the lowest level you can get because pretty much nothing happens to the video. Most of the time, you still keep the revenue. Part of the time, you have to share the revenue, and very minutely, you don't get the revenue. But that doesn't really affect me as a YouTuber because I don't make revenue. So yeah.
then take all of the AdSense.
Yeah.
Another level is they block it and take it down. But
That also happens to me quite a lot of times whenever I use copyrighted material that I don't know. Both of these little levels can be stemmed just from using copyrighted material. You can get your video claimed, or you can get it blocked. Now, getting it blocked is more rarer than getting your videos claimed, but it does happen. Some of my videos do that, but it shouldn't be, you shouldn't worry about it because they mostly get blocked in the countries you don't care about. Mostly Russia, Belarus, I don't really know, just mostly North Korea, most of
you
those
don't get a
countries.
strike, you just no longer have the video up. And then the third most extreme
A
level,
strike.
this is when
Yeah,
the air
it's a
raid
strike.
sirens are sounding, going nuclear. striking a
That has never happened to me,
channel, which
by the
takes
way.
down the video and issues a strike to the channel, which is debilitating. And if you get three
Yeah.
strikes, you lose your whole channel. It just fucking vanishes. And this is usually supposed to be reserved for the most egregious of offenses,
Yes, that is true.
just severe violations of the rules, like you're trying to punish Dirty Dan for getting a little crazy on the platform. Then that's when the strikes were supposed to be used. It's because it's basically like capital punishment here on the platform. But Nintendo uses this willy-nilly. They're very loosey-goosey with issuing strikes. This is their first strategy. They don't reach out or try to play nice. They immediately just start
Oh yeah, this happened to another famous YouTuber called Crackback. Now, oh my god, why is he? Crackback is like a meme. Fuck.
Right now. My voice sounds like a chain smoker.
Crackback is like a little what you call it, like a little funny meme YouTuber. Basically, his entire channel got fully gone. His entire channel was deleted because Nico Avocado basically striked all his videos because a lot of his videos, like I'll say 80% of the videos, contain Nico Avocado's content or presence or just like something to do with Nico Avocado. So basically what he did is he basically just ran on a rampage. He basically striked every single video that actually contained Nico Avocado's presence in it. And obviously a lot of the videos have Nikocado Avocado, so his channel was gone. And he got it back recently, but still, it just sucks to have that happen.
Rolling around in the pig pen and spitting and shitting on anyone who's covered their content, it seems. They throw out more strikes than a professional bowler, and that's exactly what they've done to Point Crow. They've issued 2 strikes on his channel. I'm going to play portions of his video here where he talks about it more in detail, but it's so fucked up. Nintendo is such a scummy company. I cover all of their L's because I love their products, but I hate their company. I think they're
That is true with me, actually. I love their products. I hate the company.
still learning what an email is. They don't know what video content even means. The internet.
Yeah, true. The thing is with Nintendo, in my opinion, is that the games are good, but they're so backwards in everything else. They got Nintendo Online, which is a pay-to-play online service. Who even does that nowadays? Fucking Xbox Game Pass, except it's even more outrageous. Literally, you need to pay so that you can go literally online, and you have to also pay to basically play a lot of the game. Like I bought Super Mario Maker 2 before Nintendo Online. I bought it because in the original Super Mario Maker on the Wii U, you didn't need online to actually access the online features. But with number 2, you had to buy the online. So basically wasted almost $80 for a game that you couldn't even play properly without buying a subscription, which is insane. Another really shitty thing about Nintendo is just the most backwards thing ever. Like literally, they got a billion different accounts for everything. You got a Nintendo account, you got a My Nintendo, you got Nintendo Network, you got Nintendo ID. There's just a billion accounts that you need to basically sign up for, and you have to link it all together. And since like half of these accounts were from the dinosaur ages, since I was young back then, I used my dad's email and I used his date of birth, but then I signed up to these newer ones with my date of birth, but then you can't change the date of birth for literally no reason at all. I don't know why, but you can't change the date of birth of anything. So that basically I can't link them up because the date of birth don't match. There's just so many shitty things with Nintendo. Like, come on. Your games are fantastic, but your everything else is shit.
This mysterious boogeyman to them. They don't fucking get it. They're out of touch. They're delusional, and it shows. They do this so often, and they've done this for as long
Yeah, they
as
do
the
this
internet's
really
been around.
often.
Even back during the dial-up era, I'm pretty sure Nintendo would have tried to lobby against the internet's creation in the first place. They view it as an evil tool used by the devil because it showcases their games. It makes me fucking angry. And they've done it.
The really sad thing about this is Nintendo is legally allowed to do this. It's not just a company tried to, I guess, strategize and intrude on other people just because they feel like it. They're legally allowed to do this, which is the most pissiest thing ever, because then, like, you have no hope. A giant multi-billion-dollar company takes away your things, basically, and there's nothing you can do about it, because what, you're going to file a lawsuit against a multi-billion-dollar company that actually has the legal rights to do this because, you know, they're playing their game. I don't know. If you're a lawyer, please just, I don't know, inform me on this because I don't know if what I'm saying is true or not.
Once again,
listen to what I have to say and consider reversing the decision to claim these videos. I make videos playing games, sometimes in strange ways. But for today, it's important for you to know that on occasion, I modify the games I play and explore what happens when the game mechanics are a little different. I have never encouraged piracy of Nintendo's games. The mods that I've commissioned are not being sold, and all of the code is custom, meaning that they are free of Nintendo assets.
Point Crow explains that the purpose of the video is to hopefully get Nintendo's attention to the issue and reverse their decision. Something Nintendo's never done in the entire
Oh yeah, because I think I also know why Point Crow probably got fucking destroyed here. It's because he's modified the game, and Nintendo really does not like when people touch with their games. Like, they really hate it if you touch with their games a lot. They rather keep it to yourself and not modify it at all, just because, you know, they're too worried about piracy. They're too worried that if you modify the game files, you know, bad shit can happen. People can download a ROM hack, even though they don't even know what a fucking emulator is. They just know that bad shit's gonna happen if people modify their games. They're the type of company that would do that.
Fucking company's history, I'm pretty sure. I don't think they've ever listened to anyone ever, not even like their own kids. Like, there is no one Nintendo listens to, and I don't think they've ever walked back a decision ever. If they even loosely heard from the community, Nintendo Online wouldn't be such an embarrassing pile of dog shit they get paid for.
True.
Which is still
Yes.
just an absolute war crime to even
That is
be
true.
charging for how bad that
I know.
service is.
Yes. True.
Anyway,
True. True
I'd love
that.
to be wrong here, and someone at Nintendo actually has internet access and watches this video and has a heart like, oh wow, yeah, maybe this was overkill. But I just don't see that happening, though I would, again, love to be pleasantly surprised. Point Crow lays out that he makes videos and does a lot of content on Nintendo games, and in some of that content he mods them. He modifies the games to be goofier, and the content is fire. So he needed to explain that when he modifies the games, he's not encouraging piracy, he's not stealing anything from Nintendo, it's all custom, and it is in line with their own content policy that they themselves
Oh wow.
published.
So he's actually following the law.
Nintendo decided to block all 4 videos.
Ooh shit! Incredibly block my videos.
That I put up on YouTube playing the multiplayer mod. I appealed their decision as I'm very much in line with their content guideline policies. We'll go over that in a moment. Nintendo then escalated and issued a copyright strike against my YouTube channel. Not once, but twice. Rather than bundle the videos all into one copyright strike, Nintendo issued a copyright strike for one video, and then bundled the other 3 into another strike.
That's deliberately evil.
Yes, that
That's
is
malicious.
so
They could have bundled
bad.
them all together for one strike, which would have still been an absolute load of fucking horseradish. But they decided to go even a
That
step
is
further
so
to the
bad.
dark side and divide them in order to issue multiple strikes. That's so fucked up, but a very classic Nintendo move. Just another huge L from this company.
Deliberately putting my channel in danger, but not taking it down completely. I was able to get an email address for Nintendo and sent a message asking that we discuss what's going on and try to reach an amicable resolution that would make both parties happy. I heard nothing back so far.
Of course.
If you would like to read it.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure Nintendo has cobwebs on their email address. I don't think they know how to log in. Maybe they forgot the password. Maybe they just forgot it existed.
Yeah.
Point Crow does have a legal team giving him advice here, and I think he's handling it in all of the right ways, but Nintendo is just completely unresponsive to anything from anybody. Like, you could actually have fucking Joe Biden send them some kind of presidential message or whatever, and if it doesn't get there by carrier pigeon, they're not getting it regardless. Again,
Funny.
I've said this before, but you would have better luck reaching Nintendo if you wrote your message on a rock and threw it outside of your window right now.
Yeah.
They would stand a better chance of seeing that than anything else, like a fucking email or anything. They truly just don't give a shit.
So
True.
the next day, Nintendo claimed 24 more of my videos from my channels.
24. Holy
Most of
shit.
them are modern content. A lot of them are
Yes.
Breath of the Wild.
True. Yeah, that kind of reinstates my point I made earlier. Nintendo really hates it if you modify a game of theirs.
But not all of them are. is key. They also claimed videos containing footage from Super Mario Odyssey,
Ooh.
the Pokemon
Yeah, they're all
series,
mods.
and Wii Sports Resort.
Yeah, they're all modded. That's the problem. They are all modded.
On my channel. The most surprising one, though, was a claim from one of my first videos back in 2019, marrying Sidon and a bookshelf to create Hyrule's first car. It's just a regular vanilla gameplay video of Breath of the Wild.
The belief I
that
and
is
the
actually
others
true.
had going into this video, seeing what he posted on Twitter, was that the reason they're striking these videos and taking down this Breath of the Wild content is because their upcoming game, Tears of the Kingdom, is
There we go. I even said that earlier.
and for some reason now they're going around fucking feeding knuckle sandwiches to anyone who's made.
I mean, I guess that's kind of reasonable in a way where they don't want people to, I guess, get, any ideas of pirating a $78 game of theirs that's about to come out, or, modifying it, etc., etc. They want to have like a clean release day, because literally Nintendo release days have to be one of the worst. You got people lining up at Nintendo New York for hours at a time to get something that instantly sells out. Like, Nintendo doesn't know how to do anything correctly, so I guess they want to have finally a clean slate. They want to fucking they'll take down every single video of people that even relate to a single bit of Nintendo content that is, I guess, not just the straight game itself. If the video contains one thing that was third party, that was not part of the game, gone.
The Wild videos, I guess, and they've always had a real thorn in their side about modding. That's just a rock in their shoe that makes them very upset that people mod their games.
I mean, that's also true in a way where Nintendo also offers a lot, and I mean a lot, of not really third-party services, but just services in general that I guess could technically be modded. The first one, of course, being Nintendo Online. I kind of probably understand why they take down the multiplayer Breath of the Wild gameplay. It's because that obviously is modded in a way where, it bypasses the Nintendo Online service, which is a subscription you pay for. So I guess Nintendo didn't really like basically how, I guess, they're not paying for the service, even though most likely they are, and how, I guess, it's encouraging people to, I guess, download that mod, even though I don't think you can, and bypass the entire Nintendo's online service.
Have more fun with them. They don't recognize that the people modding those games are literally their biggest fans and making a ton of content around it, which only helps spread the game further in a positive way. Point Crow's mods weren't malicious, he wasn't selling them or anything like that, and as you can see from what he just showed, it's not like they were only claiming modded videos. That video from 2019 is just vanilla gameplay. It's not fucking modded out the wazoo or anything. They just very much viewed him as some kind of like bad guy and started blasting him as hard as they could. They fucking claimed the vanilla gameplay video.
Yes, that is too far. I think Nintendo made a mistake there, or if they didn't, that's definitely too far. You can't just go around taking down videos that's just your own game. Modded videos, yes, I guess there's some reasoning to it, even though it's still absurdly too much. But your own game, that's literally your own game that comes out of the box exactly like that. You can't take down videos like that.
Breath of the Wild. That is so...
And another thing with Nintendo is that they've been doing this shit for a long time. Back in 2017 when the Nintendo Switch just came out, the reason why you couldn't fucking see a lot of content that is to do with the games itself and more rather just unboxing is because Nintendo keeps taking down the videos because it contains Nintendo products. A lot of people, when I guess they played the first real game that was on there, which I think was fucking One-Two Switch, they took it down because it contained their game, which I don't even know if One-Two Switch is a third-party game or not, but still, Nintendo takes down a lot of videos, even when the Nintendo Switch just came out, which is probably why the Nintendo Switch had a terrible launch, in my opinion, but also pretty much just hindered its progress. Like, the Nintendo Switch is definitely only profitable because of the games, and literally during launch day there was like one game you could play, and that's it, and it was the shittiest game in existence. So like the launch day for the Nintendo Switch was awful. the only people that were actually buying a Nintendo Switch were, of course, fanboys. Literally, like, that is the same with me. I bought my Nintendo Switch 2019, 2 years after the actual Switch came out, because they only started releasing actually good games after a full year or even longer after the Switch release. Like, you got Odyssey that came out in 2018, a year after the Switch came out. You got Animal Crossing New Horizons that came out 3 years after release day. You got, I don't know any examples, but just, I don't know. It still holds true.
So far into degeneracy. It's nuts. And the cat's out of the bag here. It's clearly not Tears of the Kingdom motivated because they also hit other videos
Oh yeah,
from him that were on
Pokemon.
completely different games.
These takedowns aren't exclusive to my channel either. Over the course of the next
Yeah,
few
obviously.
days, Nintendo is taking down videos from other channels as well. Croton, another very prominent YouTuber, has had at least 10 live streams and 2 videos removed. Importantly, one of those videos is simply a challenge video, detailing how the game would be played if the player decided to explore Zelda, with certain restrictions the player has imposed on themselves. These takedowns may have started with modded content, but they have spiraled into something else entirely.
Yeah, they've spiraled into lunacy here. They're not just targeting modded content, though I don't.
And the even saddest part about this is Point Crow and even other people can't even they can't even talk shit about Nintendo at risk of them not really responding to them, even though that's clearly what's happening right now. Literally, he can't even say that, oh, Nintendo, you're a piece of shit for doing this. Instead, he has to say it in a more positive and a more confused way, because he knows that Nintendo ain't gonna give a shit if he's gonna talk shit back to them.
I don't think there's any real justification for what they've done. Even
I know,
if it's
yes.
only modded content. Modded content isn't some affront to God for these companies. It is players modding your game and making content around it. And just,
Yeah, imagine Steam Workshop didn't exist. Honestly, it's... imagine people couldn't make videos if the game contained anything from the Steam Workshop. Holy shit, my guy.
enjoying it even further. Now, maybe there are some mods that are bad news, but
Yes, this is true though. This is the reasonable explanation, even though it's still absurd. This is the reasonable explanation. Obviously, if a video is promoting the use of mods, then other people are more inclined to modify the Nintendo Switch or the game itself. Obviously, Nintendo doesn't like that when it happens because I guess they don't like to be held liable for, I guess, the bad stuff that happens. But again, you can't just take down people's videos just so that you can prevent bad stuff from happening, because you're basically just inflicting the bad onto yourself.
I promise you it's not the ones you're striking down from these YouTubers. It's just further wiping their own ass with their already awful reputation and staining it even further. But again, they don't care. Purchasing a Nintendo game honestly feels fucking horrible because you're buying something from a company that doesn't respect you and actually just fucking.
And the even sadder part about this is Nintendo has such a deep history. Literally, Nintendo used to be, I mean, they still do cater for families and stuff, because Nintendo's always been with the reputable image that they're a family console. But then they're doing this kind of shit that's going to scare all those families and all the people that are going to buy their consoles and crap. Like, you're basically just scaring away your target audience, because a lot of their target audience is just kids. And if kids are seeing that fucking these biggest YouTubers that they look upon to getting striked and here and there and their entire channel removed, what's that gonna do on them? Like, Christ almighty.
Straight up hates you. It's like buying clothes from your high school bully. Like, damn, the clothes are fire. But god damn it, the person behind it, he hates me. And literally.
That's also why I don't buy Nintendo games directly from Nintendo, from the eShop. I buy it from third parties, because I know third parties make a cut from the games themselves. I know, it's not much, but it directly stops Nintendo from fully profiting off what I pay for. Obviously, the shops themselves do get a little cut from the actual game. I think for Tears of the Kingdom, I paid $78 for it, so I think the actual shop themselves get $8 and Nintendo gets 70. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
On me every chance they get.
I'm not a financial analyst.
Like, Nintendo makes such bangers, but the company is just actual trash.
So now you know what's happening. At this time, my channel has had 29 videos taken down,
Damn.
2 copyright strikes, and Nintendo does not seem to be stopping the removal of videos from other creators on YouTube. They've shown that they're striking down regular gameplay videos as well. It's sporadic, and their enforcement of their copyright is incredibly uneven. The thing is, without even considering fair use, all of these videos are very clearly in line with Nintendo's own game content guidelines for online video and image sharing platforms.
Nintendo is going insano style right now, absolutely purging YouTube of all types of different content out of nowhere. Like, all of it's pretty nonsensical. It's not just modded content, it's actual just normal gameplay videos, like playing Breath of the Wild with like a challenge run and shit like that. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they start taking down speed.
I want to see if one of my YouTubers is fucked up because of this. Because I do watch this
I'm just gonna
YouTuber.
get this out of the way right now.
I do
My
watch
voice
this.
sounds like a chain smoke.
I do watch this YouTuber a little bit, and
Today, Twitch.
he definitely is gonna get fucked eventually because his entire channel is just modded. Yeah, he hasn't made a video yet, but his entire channel is going to be fucked within. His entire channel is going to get fucked very soon. Very, very soon. Because you've got he's made bots and shit. He's made actual like bots and code. He actually codes shit into these games. So better save all these videos with YouTube Premium because they are going to disappear very shortly. Like, it's not even just like basic modding, like the multiplayer mod. This guy actually has bots that automatically does stuff, and obviously, you know, Nintendo doesn't like that apparently.
Runs or even just
So, yeah.
walkthroughs, like it's absolute madness. It's chaos, and there's just no way of defending this behavior from Nintendo.
Obviously.
Pro explains that all of this content fits within their own content policy, as well as, of course, being fair use. They state that they encourage creative input and commentary for content around their video games, as well as like Let's Plays, video game reviews, which
That basically
doesn't
just
really seem like
hypocrisy
they have a
levels
smile on their face,
exceeding.
considering they're now just taking down all of these videos that have creative input and commentary. The things that they highlight that they don't allow are the obvious things, right? Where it's just like, you know, full Nintendo trailers or all of their soundtrack and shit like that. Things.
Okay, so like what? How about all the people that react to the trailers of Nintendo games? Those poor ass people. Honestly, I wished those videos get removed because they're the laziest videos on earth. But whatever, those don't get the attention. Instead of this, it's just these people playing the game.
That other companies also don't encourage either.
You might argue that modded content is in violation of these guidelines, but historically that's not the case. The terms of service for The Legend of Zelda says you cannot modify the game, but it also says that you cannot stream it, you cannot make videos of it, and you cannot otherwise broadcast it.
Oh, damn.
Nintendo's game content guidelines changes this, though, by providing a license on top of the existing terms of service, which modifies the terms of service for content creators. All of the videos that they have taken down are in compliance with their own policies.
A lot of games in their terms of service actually have similar statements, such as like no making videos or streaming the game or anything like that. But like Point Crow mentions, there's extenuating circumstances. There's like an overarching branch of it where
Actually,
they do
no, that's
modify that for the content creators and content that is made around their products. Because obviously in this day and age,
I'm not a lawyer, but this is just an assumption. A lot of game developers don't. They put the no recording thing, but then they publish the game onto like Steam, for example, that obviously allows them to be recorded because they want to stop people from just simply pirating the game in general, and because Steam operates under fair use, obviously. So I guess the game's trying to take the liability off of them and putting it to Steam.
any
I'm not a
game
lawyer.
is going to be like streamed or have videos about it. So a lot of companies encourage it, and Nintendo claims they also encourage it. They even talk about like how touched they are when people make Nintendo focused videos, which is the biggest fucking lie ever told. Like, my god, what a fucking fib. No shot. Every video made on a Nintendo game makes them angry. I feel like they view that as lost dollars, potentially. Like, oh no,
That is
a
true.
potential customer may have seen this video and now they're never going to bother getting the game because they got the whole experience from watching this one guy play Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild by killing all of the trash mobs. No, we lost somebody. They've ruined us. Take them down. It's just something that has existed for a long time, right?
Yes.
No streaming the game, no making videos on it, but that's just not the way it's worked historically on the internet for a long time now. And Nintendo has understood that up until recently, where I guess they got hit by a.
It's not really recently. They've also been doing this shit for a really fucking long time. It's not even new at this point. So many other content creators. Because the thing is, though, you've got to realize that these content creators have millions of subs. Back then, they weren't really targeting those with millions of subs. They were actually supportive of the people with the big audiences. Like, I remember Dan TDM, he got an early release of the Nintendo Switch because he had like 10 million subs back then, or 20 million, however many. He got an early version of it, and he was allowed to record Breath of the Wild gameplay up to a certain point earlier than when most people were actually able to play the game. Now, that totally does not make sense in a way where if Nintendo is striking the content creators that are just playing the game normally, but letting other bigger content creators playing them earlier, like, that doesn't make sense. And obviously it's more of a monopolization strategy. Nintendo obviously, you know, since they have a bigger audience, they're able to influence people more. They are able to give these consoles early to these influencers with millions of followers, so that it's basically just another advertisement to buy their consoles. Because obviously when Nintendo gives the consoles early to these content creators, right, obviously since it's early, it's still, they don't really own it. They pretty much give it to them under a terms and agreements / license, in a way where they can have to follow the requirements of, like, they can only play the game up to a certain point, they can't talk shit about the consoles, they have to review it good. So it's basically just more propaganda for Nintendo, and basically just another advertisement campaign so that people buy the consoles, except it's marketed under a reputable stance by these bigger content creators in a way where they can talk positively about it. And it's just wrong. Like, you're basically strategizing in a way where you don't give these content creators an actual opinion. You have to talk good about it because you got the console early.
And stupid beam, and are now taking down videos again, completely innocent ones.
In fact, what they've demonstrated here is that they will ignore their own policies and licenses to selectively enforce their intellectual property. So, if you've uploaded any video that features any Nintendo content, no matter how transformative or directly in line with their published guidelines, you are at risk. You mentioned in your content guidelines that you are humbled every day by the loyalty and passion for Nintendo's games, characters, and world, and respect that we want to be able to express ourselves creatively by sharing our own videos and images using content from your game. And if you truly respect us and are humbled by this community, don't take this creativity away from us.
Overall, I think it's an extremely strong video from Point Crow here, which once again highlights Nintendo's out-of-touch delusion, and it serves as a great open letter to the company that I have no doubt will go completely radio silent on. I don't think they're going to see it. I don't think they're going to care. They're going to most likely continue to take down completely innocent videos and maybe even whole channels that have covered Nintendo products, or
because they're legally allowed to do this
content, all because they're just fucking evil. Like, I really don't know what it is anymore. This does nothing to help them. This just puts another blemish on their reputation. This doesn't get people excited for Tears of the Kingdom. This just makes more and more people afraid of Nintendo. And for a company that's supposed to be like all about family fun,
again, that's what I said earlier.
I don't know why they want to be feared so badly, ruling their property with an iron fist and allowing no room for creativity or imagination in their worlds from the people that love them the most, like Point Crow mentions. It's just shit. It's just an actual pile of dog shit. And I wanted to talk about that. I'm wishing Point Crow the absolute best here, navigating these 2 strikes on his channel, because Nintendo is a fearsome foe. So I really
one more strike and he's gone.
Guy, and Nintendo is anything but a great company. They're trash. That's really about it. So yeah.
So overall, Nintendo games are good, but everything else is shit. Nintendo is obviously the type of company that doesn't really care about their target audience. They mostly just care about the money. And if they're able to take down these videos, you've got more people talking about Nintendo. So it's just internet drama at this point. And yeah, Nintendo ain't gonna say anything because yes, they're $1 billion company, so they don't literally have to do anything, and they'll still get the clicky people buying their games kind of thing. And it's just sad. Honestly, it's just sad. From a company that's pushing out really good stuff. Like, they got some of the best games out there, and they got some of the most nostalgic things in existence, but then they're doing this kind of shit that isn't really, any good to the people. Instead, they're trying to protect their own property, I guess, their own intellectual property so much that it disables other people from even being able to record their own games, which is just insane in my opinion, because that's completely backwards. Like, wouldn't you want people to record your games so you get more buyers? It's just stupid. It's really stupid. Nintendo's really delusional and ignorant about this entire situation. That's pretty much all I have to say. I'm not a lawyer, so please don't consult this as a lawyer expert. Get someone who knows a lawyer. I'm not an expert, but bye.